My name is Tanwa Ashiru. I am the CEO and founder of Bulwark Intelligence. It's a security intelligence and information services company. We do a lot of consulting. I am an ex-US Air Force veteran, so I served in the Air Force with my military background. Well, I don't think so at all. And if you look at the reasons why they closed the borders to begin with, they claim it was for economic reasons, trying to stop illicit goods from being smuggled in and out of the country. However, it wasn't done for security purposes. And if you look at what the security space has been like since borders were closed, nothing has changed. And let me explain. So within the first and second quarter of the year, we tend to have a lot of these bandits attacks that take place, or these herdsmen attacks, like people call them. And, there's a lot of claims that they're coming from outside of the country. Well, if that's the case, this year, we still saw a lot of these attacks, meaning that if they are indeed coming from outside the country, there's some borders that are still open that they're actually using to come into Nigeria. So the border closure has not affected security in any way whatsoever. One of the first things, though, and the reason why we're dealing with this issue, is security has to be a bit more tactical. It has to be a bit more decentralized. So that means that you're setting up police posts, police stations, you're putting law enforcement down as low as possible to the citizens or to the community residents. And that is how you can tackle insecurity. If people know that the moment there's an incident, they can place a phone call and they're going to get adequate or active response from the police force, you will see that they'll be more willing to do that, which is more willing to share information with the police, more willing to expose people, criminals within their midst, and of course, we'll definitely see a reduction in security. So I think that insecurity or fighting security needs to be taken from the military and needs to be put back into the hands of the police, who interact a lot more with the communities. There are a lot of things that citizens themselves are supposed to do to help protect themselves. Let me give you an example. So in places like Ogun State, those towns that are the border towns, like we call them, they tend to report a lot of incidents that happen. For example, if people are smuggling cars either in and out, usually it's into Nigeria, and they start shooting in the air so that whoever is in the way can disperse. And when that happens, the casualties tend to be the community members, citizens like you and I, who just happen to be on the road at the wrong time. So what is it that citizens can do to protect themselves? Well, there are a few things. Number one, they need to be very aware of their surroundings. They need to be more conscious about their environment. Situational awareness is what we call it. Just being aware of what's going on around you. And let me give you an example. If you're on the road with headphones, chances are you're not really aware of things that are going on around you. And so if there are gunshots or if someone's screaming around the corner, you can't hear that. So these are some of the little tips that we would give the average Nigerian citizen. Just try to be more aware of what's going on within your surroundings, and that may help you react immediately if something is about to happen. There's a lot that we can do. I mean, it's unfortunate our government doesn't necessarily like working with real private sector. They tend to take people who have been inside of government, and then you come out and you're private sector, but really you're still government background. I think there's a lot that the private sector has to offer towards border security, especially in the area of technology. There's a lot of technology that's out there today that can help just be more conscious, that can help our security forces track and trace illegal movements across the borders. A few of them, especially right off the bat, I'm thinking something as little as biometrics. Yeah, we can say that we have them in the airports, maybe even seaports, but what about all those like little land borders, the illegal borders, for example? We can't keep track of that. And this is where the private sector can come in. There are a lot of intel companies that provide different software technology that can trace and track and pinpoint illegal border crossings across the country. So if the government would be willing to put these things out as tenders, really work with people in the private sector, the solutions can come forth and we can actually see results in this area. I gotta tell you, I'm really looking forward to some of these speakers that we have lined up. People like Honorable Aliyu Gebi. I don't know if you've ever sat down in a room to speak with this man. But I tell you, man, you would sit there and just be immersed in whatever he's saying because he grew up in the North. And if you know anything, for those of us who have lived here in Lagos all our lives, you notice that there's a lot we actually don't know about Nigeria, especially about things that are taking place up north. So that's a little bit of what they're bringing to the table. People like Gebi, people like Kabir Adamu. He's currently an advisor to the Senate president. He's advising him on intelligence and security. So you can imagine he has a wealth of knowledge. He knows how much it is that these decision makers know with regards to security. He may be able to share with us some active steps that they're taking to try to tackle this situation. And also, I'm looking forward to people like Sheta, SBM Intelligence. You know, again, they're very active online. They have a lot of great information they pass out there. And he's a very vocal person. So I'm actually looking forward to hearing from him and just hearing what it is that they have to say. Absolutely, and you all better be there. Bulwark will be there live, and we'll be updating our social media handles as well, of course tagging Securex. So definitely you need to make sure that you are there.